I was with Biscuit and Honey at a high school, and the high school kids absolutely loved the dogs. It was fun, it was exciting, it was just filled with joy. And a boy came in. I don't know if it was autism or a few different things. It was very different and unique to try to communicate with him. He was very jumpy, pretty loud, and he was absolutely terrified of both dogs. When I mentioned, like, do you want to say hi to the puppy? No, like he yelled, he's scared. No, keep him away. Like it was a whole thing, right? And he was kind of jumping around and back and forth. He was also so this was of Honey, and I thought maybe the puppy would be most unassuming, but absolutely not. He wouldn't have anything to do with Honey. So I said, well, Biscuit is very good with people that aren't comfortable with dogs. No, keep that dog away from me. And he's jumping, and Biscuit is sitting up and super calm and just looking at him. In the meantime, he's putting hands kind of not quite in her face because he didn't want to get that close, but his hands were flailing around. He was jumping around, and like I said, just a lot of loudness, and she just sat there calm and looked at him. And I tried to explain that she's very sweet and very gentle, and he said, make sure she doesn't bite me and hold her collar, and so I hold her collar just because he wanted me to, and he was like telling her, it's okay. It was like he was talking to her, but actually about his fear. Like, it's okay, don't bite me. It's okay. And like he was trying to soothe her, but really it's the words that he was maybe telling himself. I'm not sure. He's like, I'm just a boy, and you're not gonna hurt me. It's okay. And he's like, he told me to hold tighter on the collar. I whispered to Biscuit in her little ear to lay down. And Biscuit must be hearing the story because she's wanting to say hi to me. So I go into her little ear and I just said, lay down, like that. And she laid down right away. I felt that would help him to feel, less afraid. At least that's what my goal was. So she lays down, and he starts to get a little bit closer to her. He sees that I assume he sees that she's probably not a threat. He sits down, like Indian style, and so I was playing basketball. Basketball is a game. There's this orange ball, there's a net, and I'm a boy that plays basketball. And he was saying, like, I'm going to tell you a story about my day. And I said, he was very enthusiastic about talking to Biscuit, and he was getting, at this point, a little bit closer. And again, he was sitting on the floor, and she's so cute. I'm smiling at her. And I was just amazed because he was so petrified of her. But at this point, he's sitting on the floor. She's laying on the floor, very unassuming and safe looking. And he starts telling her all about his experience playing basketball today. And I said to him, you're really calming for her. look at her just laying down and listening to you. You have a very calming effect on her, and she really likes your story. Like she's laying there and just listening to you. And so he continues, and then he did something that I didn't expect, which is he slowly put his hand, like at first it was just on her back a bit, and it was really hesitant and a little shaky. And I said, she's soft, isn't she? She's really soft. And he's like, it's okay, girl. Don't bite me though. I'm just a boy. And he's saying these things. And then, even more shocked, he gets closer and he touches her head a little bit. And I said, boy, she sure loves you. And while this is all happening, the therapist that had hired myself and, for the Creativity and Cuddles experience, she happened to be standing right there. And so I look up at her, and she is just shaking her head. Her jaw is dropped because she saw him walk in absolutely petrified of these dogs. And to see him sitting at this point right next to Biscuit, and he's already touched her face a little, just telling her about his day. This therapist and I were just looking at each other absolutely in shock, because it was really only, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes from the time he wouldn't go near Honey and he was totally scared of Biscuit, that he was sitting down, touched her face, and was telling Biscuit stories about his day. I left on such a high of just happiness that this girl could. It's almost like the more hyper he got, the more calm she was, the more calm Biscuit was. And it's like she just knew what he needed. But typically, a dog is not going to like anybody waving hands in their face, yelling, jumping up and down, jumping all around them. It was a lot. Biscuit just, I'll still hold my hand. I know she's good at what she does with therapy dog work, but to see this level of transformation so quickly, and I just didn't even realize to what level she's so healing and so good at making people feel safe and seen. But even with a pretty extreme situation like that, she just showed up so well, just calm, solid as a rock. All I had to do was whisper in her ear to lay down, and she just laid there. She even rolled on her side, just a total sign of vulnerability. And she was just here for him. And until the bell rang and he said he had to go, and he was so excited. And I just remember this one part. It gets me a little choked up. I had forgotten about this. But he, when he left, he said, he was saying, I love you, Biscuit. And I just felt like that's so, just so amazing, because it was such a short period of time. And he went from utter fear to, I all of a sudden see it, like the bell rang and he said, I love you, Biscuit. I love you, Biscuit. I imagine he probably is going to go home and tell his family members about Biscuit the dog. I'm guessing they might be surprised since he's absolutely petrified of dogs, but Biscuit has just this special way about her that's it's unassuming and disarming, and but that was so special to see. I didn't really do anything other than just say, Biscuit's so soft, isn't she? Biscuit likes your stories. You know, it was he and Biscuit that did um, all the work that afternoon, and that's what I wanted to share. Well, Biscuit, you certainly are on a mission. Biscuit on a mission.